Hey everybody, Dave Girrbach here, Performance Mindset Coaching. Hey, just wanted to put up a quick video that you could get a couple tips out of that you can apply to your life. Just very simple things. You know, I always talk about the fundamentals. I always start there because the fundamentals are so basic, they're so simple, but yet they're also very easy for us to forget in our lives. Like, you know, we all know that we're supposed to do the little things, right? But do we always do them? They're one of the first things that we skip in our lives. They're one of the first things that we forget to do because as easy as they are to practice, they're also very easy to forget. You know, so I always like to go over the basics, and I like to leave you with some value, something that you can use that's simple. You know, not something that is complex and has to be trained for a year and then maybe, you know, after that you'll see some results. No, I mean things that you could write down right here, right now, take with you and apply throughout your day. So if you're watching this video, if it's morning time, if it's afternoon, I urge you to have a pen, have a capture device. If you want, you can record this video on your phone. I give you permission if you want to capture some different areas of it, or rewind and go back and just capture it with your phone so you can take it with you throughout your day. Perfectly okay by me. You know, I want to see you grow. Part of my purpose is helping people to reach their full potential. You know, and a lot of that starts with us reviewing the basics and really making sure that we have that foundation, that strong foundation in place. You know, and my coaching certification with the Unbeatable Mind is all about basics, fundamentals, and building the person before you try to go on to these bigger complex things. But we're gonna get there. You know, we're all gonna have our chance to go after those bigger complex things, but we wanna make sure that we've got that strong foundation, you know, started underneath of us. Because it's just, I'll give you a quick example. Just like building a skyscraper, you know, they have those pilings driven into the ground and they go deep, you know, and that's what holds that building up. You know, you can't build a building on the sand without a foundation, and you can have the most magnificent building in the world, and that thing is gonna fall down over a period of time. There's just no other way. It's not going to stand. The sand is eventually going to give way and it's going to fall. And it's the same way with our lives. If we don't build that strong foundation and then maintain it, your whole life is going to fall down. It doesn't matter how great your achievement is or what you've done, you know, without the foundation, it's all going to go away someday. So I make sure to build that foundation. I try to build it every video I do, or every time I do like a course like this. I want to try and build in that foundation so that you've got that going for you, because it's the most important part, and it's also the first part. Very hard to build it later on. It still can be done, but we want to build it first. That is the proper process. So, you know, with that, I always like to go back to Napoleon Hill. Really just great stuff, you know, and Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, you know, long before that, a lot of people don't know, but Think and Grow Rich was Andrew Carnegie's idea that he wanted to pass on to the average everyday person. He wanted to write a philosophy of personal achievement that every person in America could use at that time. See, because this was around early 1900s, 1901 to 1910, somewhere in that era. And he was looking for someone who would carry this message forward, because at that time, you know, he was getting older and probably thought like he needs somebody to carry this legacy that he wanted to leave behind. So he chose Napoleon Hill. And right in their first couple interviews, Napoleon Hill said, you know, I told Mr. Carnegie that he may have chosen the wrong person for the job because of my lack of education, my lack of upbringing, my, you know, lack of knowledge and financial resources. And Andrew Carnegie told him, he said, you know, when you bring attention to these undesirable qualities in the way that you're doing, that, you know, you're only bringing more of that into your life. because whatever your brain feeds upon, which is your thought day in, day out, and if you're thinking a thought to yourself, you're slowly attracting that into your physical reality. And it's so true. We don't realize in our day-to-day activities how a lot of our negative thoughts and our negative self-talk that we tell ourselves is, bringing more of the bad thing that we don't want into our life. So that's the first concept. If you're writing this down or taking any notes, just remember that. Put down the bad thoughts are what's bringing more of those bad results into your life. Now, Napoleon Hill talked about this in Think and Grow Rich in the chapter on faith in the self-confidence formula. He actually put that down as step number 2 in the self-confidence formula, which was, I realized the dominating thoughts of my mind will eventually reproduce themselves in outward physical action, and gradually transform themselves into physical reality, meaning they are becoming your physical reality. And so then he goes on to the action, and he says, therefore, I must concentrate my thoughts for 30 minutes daily on the person I intend to become. So no matter where you are right now in your life, you want to hold that vision of who you want to become. Number one thing, have a certain time of the day that you can concentrate on that vision. Now, I always like to reference Dr. Joseph Murphy in The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, because he always says it is best to get into your bed at night in that sleepy, drowsy state. That's when your mind is highly influenceable, is in that sleepy, drowsy state. And then you just think about that perfect vision. So wherever you're at now, like if you're overweight, think of yourself thin, fit, healthy, strong, able to run if you want to run, able to lift weights if you want to lift weights. If you're unflexible, like me, I consider myself to be one of the most unflexible people in the universe. I think of myself as being totally flexible, doing yoga, being able to sit in the lotus position, which I have not achieved yet, but I try to imagine myself in that position. You want to concentrate your thoughts on the vision of who you want to be, and you want to do it at night when you're in bed. Now, if you have another time that works better for you, that's great too. It's whenever you can have some quiet time and your mind is undisturbed and you can relax and let go and not have to worry about, so driving in the car, not a good idea. If you're getting hammered at work, getting phone calls interrupted every 5 seconds, not a good idea. You want to find a quiet time when you can just sit and think about this perfect vision of yourself. And that's so important because, you have, just like Napoleon Hill said, we are all born with the right to control and direct our own minds to whatever ends we desire. And he said the Creator must have known that it was the most powerful thing because we have the ability to do anything that we want. We even have, unfortunately, we have the ability to hurt other people, and you see that a lot in the world. And it's sad that that's the direction that it goes sometimes, but, we've got to recognize that power is ours. We can create good in the world. If we want to do something good for someone else, there's nothing that can stop us. If we want to do something good for ourselves, there's nothing that can stop us. It is the most power. We have the right and the power to control and direct our own minds to whatever ends we desire. Just remember those words from Napoleon Hill. If you think that you're running up against the wall, if you think you're failing at something that you're trying to accomplish, sit back, remember, just be patient and say, hey, what is my next action that I can take to get myself closer to this goal? Who can I study on? Who can I connect with that's going to help me reach that goal? Because that is the power that we hold in our minds to control and direct it. Sometimes we need to direct ourselves toward the resource of another person so that we can see how we can do something. And one of the things I want to finish with this. So there is a writer out there, Jack Grapes. I watch a lot of his work on YouTube. I think he's got something in a class he teaches called Method Writing. And in that class, he talks about suspended disbelief, Now, here's something I get a lot of times from people is people say like, well, thinking of this vision of myself in the future, like if I'm overweight or I can't run 5 miles or whatever the thing is that you want to do and you can't do it, they feel like they're lying to themselves, by imagining themselves doing it. Or writing down a goal, for instance. When you write down your goals, you should always write what you want, not what you have. So if you want to become a millionaire, write, I am a millionaire by March 30th, 2022. But then people look at that and they say, well, I'm not a millionaire, I'm broke. And they feel like they're lying to themselves. I get this all the time. People tell me this all the time. Well, how am I supposed to write this down? It's not true. It's a lie. But the fact of the matter is that it could be true in the future. So for one, you have to set up your mind. You have to feed your mind on what could be possible. And the fact that many other people in the world are millionaires is solid proof that you yourself could be a millionaire, or whatever goal you want to achieve. That is the proof. Other people have done it. It's not like no one else in the world has ever become a millionaire and therefore you could never do it either. No, lots of other people have done it. So that means you can do it too. And I want you to think of that. And what Jack Grapes talked about was suspended disbelief. So when you watch a movie, you know that the movie is fictional. You know that it's made up and usually not real, unless you're watching live footage. But you buy into that movie, and you fall into the sadness of whatever that character is going through. If you see like a mother lose a child, or if a dog dies in a movie, you feel that feeling as if it were real. Now, you don't believe in your mind that the story and everything is real because they're just actors and they're just playing. It's just a play that they videotaped and put on film and you're watching it. It's not actually real. Nobody's actually dying. But what you're doing is you're suspending your disbelief because you have a disbelief that the movie is not real. And you're suspending the disbelief to just believe for a second and buy into that idea of what's going on in whatever scene that you're watching. And that's the same thing you want to do with your goal. You want to write down, I am a millionaire, if you want to become a millionaire, or I am an ultra marathoner if you want to become an ultra marathoner and you've never run more than 3 miles, because it's possible for you. So you just need to suspend that disbelief so that you have enough time to work on your goal and you can get there. This is very important. Remember that as you work throughout your day. Suspended disbelief. You're not lying to yourself. You're not telling someone else a lie by writing down what you want in your life. You're just suspending your disbelief as to whether you can do it or not, because you know that you can do it. And that's the most important thing. So I hope you've gotten some good ideas out of this. I want to ask you as we're going to part here, what ideas resonated with you? What ideas that I've talked about in this video resonated with you? I know if you've stuck with me this long, you've definitely got a growth mindset. You're definitely into reaching your full potential. And whatever your mold is, right? Whatever mold that you're stuck in that's formed around you, and you might not be happy with where you're at right now in life. So you want to break that mold. You want to redefine yourself. You want to become a new person. You want to reach that full potential. You want to develop the performance mindset. You want to develop the growth mindset that just says you will fail over and over and over and over again, as many times as it takes to achieve your goal. You want to develop that. So what ideas have resonated with you throughout this video? What's one thing that you're going to do as a result of this video that you can take with you and use throughout your day? I want to see you put that idea in your life. I want to see you put it into practice, and I want to see you practice it for 30 days. I'm challenging you right here, right now, to take whatever idea was your number one idea or top 3 and put them into practice for the next 30 days. And then I want to hear back from you. I want you to contact me back and say, Dave, I tried this idea for 30 days and it made great results in my life come true that I never thought I could have before, or whatever it did for you. It doesn't even have to be something great. If you change your life by 1%, right? I have my rule of 1%. If you change yourself by 1% every single day, in 30 days, the trajectory of your life is going to be 30% different than what it is today. So if you don't like the direction you're going today, you can change it in 30 days if you just shift 1% a day. And 1% a day literally means taking one idea from this video and putting it into practice every single day, no matter how much, no matter how little. Even if you just review it and embed it in your mind a little bit deeper, you're going to get results from that idea. And that's what I want to see you do. That is my purpose. That is what makes me happy. That's what I'm passionate about. Seeing you reach your full potential. Seeing you get out there and do the things that you want to do, so you can say, damn, I'm living a good life. And then share it forward. Share your progress with somebody else to help them grow. Because everybody grows when we share progress from our lives, and we don't fall into the thing of like, oh, I don't want to tell other people that I did well because then they won't like me. No, people are going to love what you're doing in your life. They're going to love seeing you grow. They're going to love seeing you post it on Facebook and social media that over the past year you've grown, you've come from here and you've made it to here. People want to see it. And if they don't want to see it, well, just let them go. Just let go of them. It's not a big deal. It's not their fault. Every person is allowed to observe an idea and respond to it in their own way, and that's all good for them. But you want to grow. I know you do, and I want to see you grow. And if I can help you in any other way, let me know. I've got contact here on my website. I've got a 30-minute free consult that I'm doing with people. I'm sitting down and educating people about Unbeatable Mind, my coaching certification that I'm coaching on for developing your life. I'm educating people on that. Lots of good information, tons of good information. And right now, everything I've got is available to you. So just, if you feel like you need more information, you get in touch with me and I'll provide you with whatever you need. I'm Dave Girrbach. Remember, break the mold, redefine yourself, develop the performance mindset, remember the growth mindset, and get out there and move 1% forward every single day. It will change your life.